You know, I've taken a little break for my birthday, and now I'm back to experience even more insanity. And you know what? It's fine. We're just gonna go right on in. Oh my god, dude. There was rarely ever a moment in which the screens of Shibuya Station were not colored with advertisements, video clips, or music videos from the latest popular artists. And yet, currently, the screens were instead displaying a female anchor with a grave expression on her face. It was an ongoing special TV broadcast. Sensational words decorated the top left of the screen. S15, Jesus, earthquake in Shibuya, over 200 casualties. And that's something, alright. Earthquakes were not particularly unexpected in Japan. The Tokyo metropolitan area had already fallen victim to several seismic intensity 5 earthquakes over the years. However, as the media gathered more and more information about the incident, the sheer number of casualties made it clear that this was no ordinary earthquake. Who would have thought? It was especially peculiar when compared to the 2005 earthquake, also seismic intensity 5, where no fatalities had been reported. Huh. Moreover, the epicenter was Shibuya, a city which was already the center of attention in Japan due to the NewGen incidents. There had already been an earthquake in Shibuya approximately 3 months prior. It was seismic intensity 3, and 8 people had died. Unfortunate. Maybe Shibuya's cursed. Yes! That was what the people observing the breaking news about the latest earthquakes were thinking. Or why'd I say multiple, even if they were not saying it aloud. In any case, each station had started their special broadcast right when the earthquake hit. Information was having trouble circulating. The total death count was still unclear. Nonetheless, the female anchor continued to report. Reading from a stack of papers, she declared, "The Fire and Disaster Management Agency has confirmed 31 deaths, and that number is expected to rise as they continue to aid those affected. Why would they aid those unaffected? The causes of death remain unknown, but Furthermore, various reports described a mysterious white light appearing immediately after the earthquake had hit. According to these reports, the light had been accompanied by a massive shockwave, and it had turned the sky completely white. Cameras spread across Shibuya Scramble Crossing had caught the aforementioned light on tape, and after the earthquake had ended, nothing but pure white footage was displayed on loop on the jumbotrons located there. Of course. The discoloration that had appeared alongside the earthquake had not simply been a dull white. However, it had just been utterly blinding. Shibuya had been momentarily enveloped in light, and the sheer glare forcing each and every resident's eyes shut. If this was an era of war, the people would have undoubtedly believed it to have come from a nuclear weapon. Oh, God, no. As a matter of fact, there were some who claimed that to have spotted a white mushroom cloud floating a few hundred meters above Shibuya, though it was quick to vanish. Okay, that's just crazy talk. No one knew what the origin of the light was, nor if it was connected to the earthquake. Well, if shit happens at the exact same time, you know? And then, just as mysteriously as its arrival, the white sky had returned to its ordinary color in less than an hour. And now, a dull light blue lay above the people of Shibuya. I'm getting out of this city. The asphalt of Dogenzaka was very slightly cracked. Its damage only millimeters wide. The multi-tenant buildings, together with many other structures along Center Guy, had all grown small crevices across the walls. We gotta get this shit repaired. Immediately. But I'm getting out of the city. Oh, God. Hey, we got it working again. The reformatting of my OS had taken nearly 2 hours to finish. Jesus! And my headache still hadn't gone away. Dude, I got medicine just for you. I also got to take some super medicine for headaches, but that's not This is a more common occurrence for me. I even lost consciousness a few times from the pain. God damn! I passed out on my keyboard from exhaustion before, but today was the first time I'd literally passed out. On the plus side, though, the pain was more bearable now that it had been 2 hours ago. Well, you're also kind of used to it now. I wet my throat with some cola, that'll help. And then, summoning all my energy, I stood up. I fixed my broken bed and made it level again. Then I cleaned the floor to the extent that I'd be able to walk around, of course. It took a lot of effort to be able to do because of how weak I was feeling, but it had to be done. Wouldn't be able to leave my own room otherwise. If Shogun were to attack again, not that I actually knew if it was him this time, I would have been trapped and unable to escape. In other words, I'd be completely fucked. I feel like we already are. I had to secure an escape route or else. We have one way in and out. Our entrance is our escape. Once I'd finished reformatting my OS and cleaning my room, I went straight to the PC, installed ESO, alright, and tried logging into base lard. Ugh. Why do I have so much shit in my nose today? See, we're all good. You big stupid.
ナイトハルトは消えてない。装備とかも全部無事だ。よかった。よかった。
I still can't believe he thought that he lost everything from that. Like, it's an MMO. The only way that would ever happen is if the servers themselves were just destroyed. I was so moved that I tried to get up and pump my fist in the air, but even that took too much energy, so I gave up halfway through. I couldn't have been more happy to see my other self alive and well. I thought he was gone forever. Okay, time for the next step. While it was definitely a huge load off my shoulders, I still wanted to try and figure out what exactly had happened. Not to mention demand compensation and a formal apology. Ha! It seemed like an earthquake, but there was way too many things that didn't add up if that were true. I looked for Grim inside Baselard, but he was nowhere to be found. Oh god. I went to check the chat room, but since I'd lost my bookmarks, oof, I'd had trouble finding it. When I eventually did, though, I discovered that Grim wasn't there either. Of all times for him to be AWOL, why now? With no other options left, I had no choice but to head straight to Taboo myself. No, don't go to Yahoo. Ah! On it, I found the following article. Over 200 casualties in Shibuya. So there really had been an earthquake. It had been a seismic intensity 5 quake. And loads of people had died. The casualties were currently set at 200. But the article stated that the number may even go beyond that. I also feel, when it said seismic intensity 5, when it just abbreviated it, I think I said 15. I was like, Jesus Christ, that shit would be crazy. That's earth-shattering. There were also reports of Shibuya's sky turning pure white for a short period of time, as well as a giant mushroom cloud, though no one knew if either of those were connected to the earthquake. So, wait, so the mushroom cloud did happen? I just thought it was some crazy person, like, crazy people being like, it's up in the sky. We seen it. I mean, I guess that's what it is. The earthquake was more being discussed on that channel, with people posting things like more Shibuya stuff or Shibuya's over or whatever else. There was also a video uploaded on there showing footage of Scramble Crossing that had been taken from its various surveillance cameras.
これ、地震だけじゃないよね。
I'm gonna guess it wasn't just something. When it happened, I'd been hit with a terrible headache, yeah, and it wasn't just a normal headache. It felt like my head was boiling. And even now, almost 2 hours later, I was still experiencing throbbing pain and fatigue.
電子レンジに閉じ込められたら、あんな風になるかもしれない。
Oh god. If I thought about it that way, my delusion that Shogun was after me with EM wave attacks might not have been so far-fetched. I was like, dead fetus found in a band. Oh right, it was the fucking one of the NewGen murders. Right at that moment, I heard a familiar sound coming from my PC. It was the notification tone that played whenever someone entered the chat room. Grim might have joined. I want to check the full story of what happened, so I opened the chat room. Oh no. God damn, I knew it! I knew it was gonna be fucking... Hello. Just, the moment I saw that name, a shriek escaped my mouth. Leave. No! You can leave! What's with this timing? Could he actually read my mind after all? The hand I was using to hold the mouse was trembling. My entire body was frozen in fear, overriding even my headache. Just don't do the freaky music right now, please. Just looking at Shogun's name made me feel sick, but I couldn't look away. I wanted to close the chat room, but I was in a state of shook. My mind and body had felt like they'd been ripped apart. I tried desperately to move the mouse, but my body simply refused to listen. I felt chills on the nape of my neck. I was being watched. God's gaze. No, stop! Or maybe it wasn't God. Maybe it was Shogun's gaze being shot down from an orbiting satellite. Oh my God. Just leave me alone. I wanted to run away. But where could I run? It didn't matter where I went. Even if I went to the very edges of Japan, he'd still catch me. Oh my God. That was the first thing Shogun said to me. He said it was like he was just casually saying hello to a friend he hadn't seen in a while. Why you got Shogun with a U and not just an O? But I knew for a fact I had never ever considered this guy a friend. My teeth sank into my lip as I stared at the words written across the monitor. However, instead of making me freeze out of fear, the message from Shogun instantly sent me grabbing for my phone. It was past 3 p.m. At this hour, classes were probably still in session. But surely my situation wasn't hopeless. If Remy was here, she could do something. That's what I wanted to believe. We don't have our emotional support, Remy. I went to my address book, though it wasn't much of a book considering how empty it was, and called Remy's phone number. Immediate panic attack. True, though. I would also... Oh, God. Oh, no. Do you hate me? Oh, I don't... Yeah, Remy, please. It was hard to breathe. I couldn't think straight. Remy wasn't picking up. There was no voice on the other end, only the monotonous dialing tone sound repeating endlessly. Why? Whenever I'm in trouble, you're always there for me, so why aren't you answering? Just fucking class. What do you want? Stop yelling. Oh, I have a present for you. No, you've already given enough presents. A present? Ah, no. You're gonna send me more disgusting shit? And this time you're gonna blame me for it? You're gonna pin me as the NewGen culprit? I already tried. I mean, no, anything but that. It's not me. I'm not the culprit. Dude, that is straight panic breathing. Like, let's not. Felt like a fish that had been ripped out of water. I was losing oxygen. My mind was going fuzzy. My only ray of hope left was Remy. Dude, she hasn't answered yet. Like, it's... I grasped my phone tighter and tighter, praying with all my might to the other end of the call. Oh, she picked up. Oh, I can't even. No! I hope it pleases you. Oh my God, stop. Voice mail? That couldn't be. Oh God, don't you... oh... Well, I feel like, considering the situation, I would be very negative right now. Oh God, I clicked by accident. Well, I mean, I didn't. I missed. Discouraged, I hung up the phone. I wrapped my arms around myself. Before I knew it, my body had started trembling. I was more afraid of Shogun than I thought I was. Dude, but why wouldn't I be? He was a homicidal maniac posing as a handicapped person, and he'd already committed 5 unspeakable crimes. I was the next one in his sights. Nope, negative delusion. Sorry, buddy. No one's coming to save us now. Oh? Oh, God. Hello? Oh, God, and it's not even doing the wibbly wobbly. Right then, as if answering my prayers, I heard a faint knocking sound from the door.
Remy!
Well, you don't know that. It was Remy. Remy had actually come. My salvation had finally arrived. I headed for the door. It's only to stop dead in my tracks. Yeah. We can't be too trusting here. Why was she knocking so hard?
Remy.
Say something only Remy would know. Oh, I called to the other side of the door. The sound ceased. Remy? Silence? There was no answer. Please say something. Why aren't you saying anything?
Remy. なんでしょう。答えてよ。
Oh. Nope, not answering that door. Now they're using two hands. Without a reply, the knocking resumed. Was it not Remy?
誰なんだ
Why haven't I installed a peephole in my fucking door? Like, I mean, I know it's just a storage unit, but shit, dude. Could it be Shogun? Now that I was suspicious, all the courage I had mustered, I had mustered go and open the door had vanished. I slowly drew backward, going back far enough that I ended up tripping over my chair. And as I did, the pounding on the door remained incessant. Someone was knocking on it, and they weren't stopping. No, it wasn't just the door. Oh, that's why it's all over the place. The banging sound was coming from the walls and the ceiling too. Whoever was outside wasn't alone.
誰だよ
Unable to bear the terror any longer, I screamed out. Ah, peace. Get the fuck out of here. Then, as if response to me, the sound suddenly stopped. Alright, we'll leave. I wanted to out. I wanted to run. I wanted to run away as far as possible. But how? There was no doubt a group of people outside surrounding the container was there, and I don't want it. They're gonna start knocking it. What the fuck was that sound? Oh. The sound began echoing again. But this time it wasn't the sound of knocking. This time it was the horrifying sound of nails on a chalkboard. That is not what that is. It made my skin crawl. And not being able to see the other party made it all the more terrifying. I knew it was Shogun who had sent them, but I had no idea what they looked like. I had no idea what the person harassing me from behind these lone, tiny walls looked like. Yup. My entire body was covered in goosebumps, and the sheer discomfort I was feeling made me feel even more nauseous than I already was. I covered my ears tightly.
やめてやめてよ許してよ
Hey, you tell him. Get him the fuck. Oh, well, nope. I guess I'm dealing with that. Oh, wait. Oh, he left. Was that my present? It wasn't a very good one. When I returned to my senses, I was still in front of the monitor. No, we were just having a schizo attack. It's fine. Shocked, I turned toward the rest of the room. I stayed still and listened carefully. I couldn't hear anything anymore. Had it just been a delusion? I don't know anymore. For more than 5 minutes, I stayed hyper alert to everything that was happening outside the container. So frightened that I couldn't even move. Oh my god, why do I have the hiccups now? In the end, there weren't any signs of anything suspicious, so I opened the door slightly and peeked outside. There's like an actual present on the ground. There was no one there. Had it really just been a delusion? Even if it had, I was still just as anxious and my heart was beating fast. I looked back at the monitor. Shogun had already left the chat room. All that remained were 4 lines. Take a screenshot. I didn't want to see any of it, so I hurriedly closed the chat room while Shogun wasn't in it. My body was still trembling. Shogun was trying to provoke me. Was it fun fucking with me like this? I mean, kinda. Had I been chosen as the next victim, and this was a means to an end? Or was it that I was just the perfect person to pin his crimes on?
誰か助けて助けてよ
I stared at the post-awakening version, Seraton, as if I was clinging to my only refuge.
一人は怖いんだ
True. I didn't want to be alone. I wanted someone by my side. I wanted someone to protect me.
そうだ学校だ学校へ行けば
Remy will be there. I mean, I like your thinking. He bolts his ass out. I couldn't bear staying here alone with my spiraling anxiety. I took off my worn-out sweatshirt that I usually wore around the house, threw on my uniform, and left my base. Oh, God, okay. Well, hopefully everything will be just fine. Once I was hit with the cold air from the outside world, my headache ever so slightly subsided. Okay, that's good. The city had been in a more restless atmosphere than usual, probably due to the earthquake from earlier. I didn't know that for sure, though. In the distance, the sound of sirens continued to echo endlessly, but I wasn't sure if they were from ambulances or fire trucks. Could have been both. Yamate Dori, which was 1 block away from me, was completely jammed up. Traffic was bumper to bumper. God damn. There were multiple visible accidents, mostly head-on, and the cars involved had simply been left abandoned on the road. Their drivers nowhere to be found. They're like, fuck this. Those abandoned cars were the cause of this traffic jam. The other drivers were honking their horns like crazy at the empty cars. As I was wandering the streets to get to school, I saw a dog crossing the road barking. It was a chihuahua sprinting at full speed, dragging its leash behind its small body. Its eyes were bloodshot and a large amount of drool was dripping from its open mouth. Ew. It had probably gotten separated from its owner. As I absentmindedly watched it get farther and farther away, I tripped on something and nearly fell over. The asphalt was cracked, and one section of the road was ever so slightly lower than the rest. Watch where you're goddamn going. It had most likely come from the earthquake. Okay, just get to school. Stopping right there, I looked up at the sky. There were a few white clouds drifting calmly across the dull light blue. Just after the earthquake had hit, something similar to an aurora had formed in the sky, tainted it pure white, but the traces of it had already disappeared. Freaky shit. This isn't right. This isn't Shibuya. Oh God, I couldn't calm down in the slightest. Not just because of the earthquake, and not just because of the headache either. It wasn't just those, but a certain urge that was threatening to overtake me. For some reason, walking around like this, it made me feel like I wanted to kill someone. Jesus! Alright, no, let's calm down there. You ain't killing nobody, alright? By the time I got to the school gate, the anxiety and sense of dread I'd been feeling were increasing by the second. People. I had the chills. My body wouldn't stop shivering, and my headache was coming back. What if this Shibuya is all just a delusion born from some weird version of my mind? When I looked closely, I noticed a group of students formed around the third-year building. What in the shit are you all doing? I looked for Remy within them. For some odd reason, everyone was looking toward the top of the building, and even those who weren't followed suit. Almost like a bunch of lemmings. What the hell are you guys looking at?
Oh, Taku!
Hello! Is there some up there? Misumi-kun rushed over to me. I should ask him where Remy was.
お前、今日学校来てたんだな。いや、そんな今はどうでもいいから。
Okay, cool. He looked gravely serious and his face was pale. Oh, I don't like this already. Seeing Misumi-kun like this was very unusual. What the hell was going on?
マジで。やばいよな。あれ。
Things are bad? What did that mean? What was bad? I mean, they're obvious.
病気だったんだろ。精神病のことがバレて余計におかしくなっちゃったらしいぜ。さっき飛べるとか言ってたぜ。やべえよ。やばすぎる。
Oh, that's what this is. Oh no.
俺、人が死ぬとこマジで見てんだけど。
What is wrong with you?
人黒すぎて最高だぜ。
Oh my god, I hate people so
早く落
much.
ちてこねえかな。
Jesus Christ! God. I could hear things like that coming from everywhere around me. Who? Oh, don't tell me. I had a bad feeling about this. Who is it? Fearfully following the gazes of the other students, I looked up at the school building. I don't want to look. Oh, god damn it. Please, I say, please. This. On the edge of the rooftop stood a single girl. She's got her sword out and everything. In her hand, just like during the concert, was a dai sword with a pose emblematic of praying to God in the heavens above. On the edge of the roof stood a Kishimoto Ayase. No, please? Oh, God. Oh, God, we're up here with her. And she's got, like, tears in her eyes. Kishimoto Ayase felt the wind blowing. The cold wind brought with it a faint hint of winter. Her expression intonated with pain. Huge drops of sweat formed on her face as she faced the chilled gales. Why is the sky red now? The Suime Academy rooftop was enclosed by a 2-meter-high wire fence. Ayase was standing on the other side of it, occupying a space of only around 30 centimeters. 10 minutes had passed since she first started standing there. One more step and she would fall from the roof of the 4-story building. Please don't do that. Many students were gathered below Ayase, watching her with bated breath. Although the police and emergency services had already been contacted, they had yet to arrive, likely due to the earthquake that had only hit a few hours prior. The teachers were running around in a panic, scrambling to get gym mats ready for the course. Okay, at least they're doing something like that. Preparing for the worst possible outcome. I can't even. And yet Ayase stood completely still, unperturbed by the ruckus below. Or rather, she had deliberately cut herself off from the rest of the world that lay beneath her. As she gazed up to the sky, Ayase closed her eyes, her pose emulative of that of a maiden praying to the heavens. That's what we said. Due to her good sense of balance, the wind did not manage to sway her slender body. A fact that made all the more impressive by her grasping a sword as long as she was tall. The sword, her dai sword, was blinking with a pale blue light, as if synchronized with it. Ayase's labored breathing continued, and then she began to murmur once more. I don't like any of the things she says. The verses she unfolded through her murmurs soon vanished into the wind. Ayase opened her eyes and gazed at the crimson sky spreading over the buildings of Shibuya. So is that what that is? Is that why, like, she sees this red and I don't? I don't know. Because clearly it's like a thing. It described it to me. As she breathed the soliloquy into the air, Ayase pulled her gigantic sword to her chest and gently embraced it with both arms. Curiously, the sharp sword did not leave a single injury on her. The vessel of chaos, huh? Ayase's face twisted in sorrow. Tears quietly spilled from her eyes. Droplets, flowing voicelessly, were all swiftly carried away by the wind.
グラジオールの帯同が活発化している。もう時間がないのに見つからないのよ。天国の扉も賢者も導き手も七つの神罰も、黒騎士の伝説は本当なの。歌はもうたくさん歌ったわ。それで足りないって言うならね、大いなる意志よ。
Jesus. I say spread her arms out far and wide, as if trying to embrace the sky itself, as if trying to show her presence to God on high.
私は飛ぶわ。
No. The pale blue pulsation of her sword intensified. I say close her eyes once more, and in that moment, a final tear dropped from the corner of her eye.
お願い、この器は差し出すから。魂を連れて行って。
And then, without a moment's hesitation, the girl, with nothing there to support her, took a step forward. Oh
帰る
dear.
べき場所へ。
Okay, something crazy's about to happen. I mean, obviously, look at the sky. She felt the cold caressing her cheek. Her gaze fell to the earth. Oh dear. Uh-huh. What is this? Oh dear. I knew something crazy was gonna happen. I just didn't know that. Looming closer as she fell was a door, a gate, and the other side of it was the sky ISA desired. That's what we see. So she's gonna be okay, right? Okay. Are we seeing that right now? I couldn't do anything but watch it unfold. Okay. After ISA spread her arms out, she slowly stepped into thin air as if taking a step down on a non-existent staircase. Screams began to build among the spectators, coalescing into one gigantic roar. Okay, can you all shut up? With nothing left to support her, ISA, like a puppet whose strings had been cut, fell head first toward the ground. No! Everything appeared to be in slow motion. ISA's body was going to crash to the ground. Her descent was incredibly slow, but she was definitely falling. She was going to die. ISA was going to die. I couldn't do anything to stop it. I couldn't save someone falling from that high. Okay, to be fair, you could probably break her fall in some sort of way by using your body, which would maybe kill us too, but it's fine. And there was nothing but concrete below her. It would crush her bones, rupture her organs, and make her dark blood and gray matter spurt all over the ground. Stop with the description. If only there was a flower bed or something. I mean, that would help a little bit. If only there was something soft below her. If there was, maybe it could save her. Maybe, if you delusion hard enough, we could create something like that. That'd be awesome. I didn't want to see someone die. As I went to close my eyes, wait, is that gonna happen? For an ephemeral moment, I felt chills on the nape of my neck. Oh, it's gonna happen. I looked behind me, but not a soul was standing there. Everyone was either looking down, averting their eyes, or looking up at her. Whose eyes are those eyes? Ah! Is she okay? Is she fine? A sound shook the air. The sound of a person crashing down. And it was the first time I'd ever heard that sound. But it had a lot less impact than I was expecting. Yes! Hold on. We just did something insane. Next to me stood Masumi-kun, his eyes as wide as dinner plates. Yes! Hold on! I expected his gaze to be tainted by dread, but the way he stared at the place Ayase had fallen was one of surprise, not horror. And it wasn't just Misumi-kun that was like that. All the spectators looked like they had no idea what was going on. They were all lost for words. It's either us or she did that. Yes! Huh? She was alive? Ah ha ha! Okay, yeah, so we did that. We were right when we were thinking about the flower bed. Ayase wasn't getting up. She's okay. She's fine. I couldn't tell if her bones were crushed. I couldn't tell if her organs had ruptured. But her gray matter hadn't spurted anywhere. Nor had her dark blood. She's just that. I mean, that still would have hurt a lot. But she's fine. It's way better than just smashing into concrete. A small, feeble groan escaped from Ayase's mouth. This is very... this could be one of her album covers, to be honest. She was alive. She seemed to be unconscious, and she wasn't moving, but she was alive. She was barely even injured, though there was a small drop of blood on her forehead. Oh, yeah, okay. She smacked her head good. It's fine. She had fallen from the rooftop, but there she was, lying there almost completely unharmed, lying atop a flower bed. So, we seem to have created that. When we did, we felt chills, and then whose eyes are those eyes? So what does that tell you? Was there always a flower bed there? Oh my god, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ.
予定と結果に大きな違いがあったようだが。
I'm glad I saved someone's life today. It makes me feel good.
我々は進化への第一歩を踏み出したんですよ。
見けたもの死人が出るなど、我々は聞いておらんぞ。
Why are you all like this?
計画に不備があったのかね。
いいえ。お二人にはぜひ人の進化の歴史というものを振り返ってみていただきたいものですね。
Okay.
進化には多少の犠牲はつきものという点については異論はないよ。
死人のことなどどうでもいい。重要なのは予定と違うということだ。
想定の範囲内ですよ。私の中ではね。
ならばなぜ事前に我々へ連絡せんのだ。情報をコントロールするにはそれなりの下準備が必要なのだぞ。
True.
貴様の推挙のために人や金を犠牲にしてきたわけではない。それを忘れるな。
See, they're important resources.
ご安心を。先ほど申しました通り、すべては想定の範囲内。
Everything is going according to plan.
いずれ近いうちに選挙での票集めに苦労することも、強引な勧誘活動を告発される恐れもなくなるでしょう。
Jesus Christ.
我々が日本を、いや、世界を変える日もじきに。
口を慎め。300人委員会への造反が知れれば、我らに待っているのは破滅だけだ。
Dude, this is so like, hold up. A secret organization shrouded in mystery rumors to manipulate the world from behind the scenes, composed of only 300 members. They are known as the Unseen Rule. Ah, the Illuminati. I understand.
君の役目は計画通りにことを進めることであって、それ以上でも以下でもないよ。
調整は我々がやる。
承知しています。
それで第二世代についての報告を聞こうか。
お二人にも満足していただける仕上がりですよ。
The second generation.
ノア2はね。
Oh, I knew it was gonna fucking cut off there. God damn it, dude. I'm so upset. Dude, it's always so like we go to there and we're just like, Jesus Christ. It's so cryptic. Oh God. You know what? It's fine. I'm just going... I feel good that I saved a life today. With my delusion powers. That I may or may not have done. That I may or may not be aware of. It's fine.